All right, guys, thanks for coming on. So, what we'll be talking today is about our own experience with our team and with AgorApp and how we have gotten different grants from different chains. It's actually part of a bit of our model to integrate different chains into an IDE. Our IDE is very similar to Code Academy, where you take lessons, it's interactive lessons to learn different Web3 chains and specifically their programming languages. But this presentation, I'll be giving you a bit some of the sort of the insight and tips regarding how you get grants. I'll also talk a little bit about like what AgorApp is, so you can have an idea on how we're able to work with different chains and apply to different grants. But depending on your circumstance, you might be more chain-centric focused for your project. But we'll talk about that. And then also you guys will be able to get a chance to talk for 5 minutes if you want to pitch your project idea, and we can strategize on what would be the best approach for you regarding if grant would fit well. And a little bit about like our experience or just about the different ecosystems of how you apply for those grants, Near, Solana, Dfinity, etc. So let me begin of how it all started. So actually, the AgorApp team, the first three of us met at a Binance sponsored hackathon in 2019, and we actually for our project idea we won our track and then received a grant. This project was a dApp on Polygon. It was sort of a feedback application where you would post a link of your website, and there'd be a timer countdown, and the user would have to review what you're doing and then answer quiz questions. And if you got the quiz questions correct, you earned a small microtransaction of a token from that project. We ended up getting the grant. We finished the product, but we had problems where we ended up actually using public nodes to run all the transactions. And this is the time when layer 2 was very early in the game. And so there was a moment where we had a gimme rig of 5 different nodes we had attached to. And when we launched, we had 10,000 transactions and collapsed every single public node. So we didn't at the time have enough funding to run our own node. So it was a good experiment. And the project ended up we put it on hold, but we started working on other dApp ideas, also attending different hackathons until 2022. We participated in a Ton hackathon where we had a project, the project AgorApp idea came about from our other co-founding colleague, Ricardo. And then from there on, we have been working on AgorApp, still in a way early. We still have been bootstrapping, but continuously making progress. And I'll show you a little bit about the vision of what we're doing. So the team, you can see the photo there. We formed the team in 2023 from the first grants. And we do an interesting sort of rev share model approach where everyone has a percentage of the grant, and it depends on how much they're working on, but everyone gets a piece. And so then when we accomplish the grant, we all pay ourselves there. So we've been a part-time team doing this approach, continually building the product for the future to go full-time. And so we are on progress too there, but sustainable for part-time business. So it's been a fun ride so far. So our current project, we have a course catalog, so you can check it out. It's agorapp.dev. And so we have different courses we've built from a number of different chains. So there's even a tutorial as well from Motoko. So we have challenges, we have courses. We also, our IDE is embeddable. You can even check out Internet Computer, if you even Google search Motoko Interactive Tutorial. It's our IDE on their documentation. So there's like 30 lessons you can skip through, learn Motoko, run the solutions. So definitely you could check that out. And we also actually have challenges where you compete over the least amount of gas. Now, we haven't launched one recently, but we're very soon going to. But you can actually already, from our old challenges, rank on the leaderboard. And also, we'll be implementing security competitions as well. Hacking a smart contract, sort of the capture the flag type approach. And then we also have a accounts page that showcases your achievements. So that's currently like our progress with the product. And the vision, though, is to at some point have a sort of crowdsource education. So we would allow users to build their own course, submit it, have the community review, and then we would approve to go, and also have sort of a DIMI model type approach where you as a user can monetize your IDE courses. So that's something that will help us be more sustainable, so we can have more content, launch more content quicker. So it allows users to really come back when you have consistently more education coming on the application. So this is kind of the grants that we've worked on. These are the different chains, as you see here, and I'll be kind of now going through a bit of the strategy, how we did this, but the tips and everything, especially from the very start with forming the team. So this is one thing that's quite important. When you're developing a project, this is fun. It's a learning experience when you have a project. A lot of times you guys are going to have, everyone has a full-time job. You're working 40 hours a week, but working on something on the weekend with your team or in the evenings, meeting up is a great hobby to actually have. You can communicate with people. If you communicate where it's like, hey, I'm going to recruit a team and everyone's going to work for free, that doesn't really sound that good. The reason you work on a project is actually to get the experience, continuously learn, and there's a possibility that your project that you're building could turn into a business. And it's really fun to actually, as an entrepreneur, to create something with your own hands and see it really take off, right? So people will be, especially with recruiting a team, very attractive to this type of approach. Really, you're doing it for fun. There is a chance. You will apply for grants, so you could earn from it. I mean, there's a time even with AgorApp, we would sometimes meet at a pub and we would have a few beers. We're all plugged in with our headphones in, coding, working on the product. People thought we were probably crazy seeing us just in the evening there. But like any type of environment, meeting up is a really good approach. This is never put too much, too high of what you're going to do. Work on it as a fun project. Now, hackathons is key. That's how AgorApp started. That's how I know a lot of projects have started. It's a great way to meet people, especially that are the same as yourself, right? You're interested to work in Web3. You would like to work on a project. You'll meet like-minded people that way. And that's how you can form a team as well. Also, you're meeting the internal people from these chains. And so that's like sort of, in a way, those contacts are the first people that you really do need to communicate. And I'll be telling you a little bit later how, first interactions with even before you apply, meeting people that work, that are employed with these chains is a great stepping stone to get them interested in what you're doing. And then also you can get feedback from them. But these hackathons, they're online or in person. If it's in person, that's a great way to meet a local team. I have in the past did a hackathon where the team split up really far away. It's harder to continue developing a project in the beginning that way. Usually when it's later on, it's fine if people are working in different areas, but in the beginning, it is helpful for being in person. So I do recommend when you're starting a project, definitely find people local with you. And again, it's a great way to get your contacts, especially at events. I remember within AgorApp, events have always worked the best. A lot of our grants we got wasn't just blindly applying and waiting for them to reply, not knowing anyone in that chain. I would be going to the booth. I would pitch them the idea of AgorApp. Some were interested, some weren't, but the ones that were interested, they gave me their contacts. They forwarded me to people in their grant program. You then schedule a call, and in that call, you will hear what they think of your idea, and they'll give you tips on your approach to applying the grant. So a lot of times your odds increase drastically when you talk with those people, with someone internal through that way. So yeah, like I was saying, good to talk with someone internally first before that. And also from a hackathon, you'll get that demo ready, but that is quite crucial that you have shown you've already done some work ahead of time, maybe on that with that specific chain. Because you show them that regardless of getting money, you're interested in developing a sustainable project with them. So definitely do your little bit of work with your team beforehand, and it will benefit you there. And showing that experience that you've gone to hackathons is key. And hackathons is just a great way to get that experience. Now, the grant process, it does take roughly, I've noticed, it's around 3 months. So the time you apply to the time you're accepted this is for mostly all chains. This is how the process is, because you'll have a few calls and to change iterations. I don't think I've ever applied for a grant where exactly what we put on paper, they gave it that way. We had calls with them, they requested changes, we would iterate the application for those changes, and then that's how you'd get approved. And most grants are internally approved by like a foundation, but there's also different chains and DAOs that your community voted. So you actually will apply to the community, usually on one of their forums, and then you're voted on if accepted or not. And you're always receiving the funds directly from the coin of that chain. Pretty straightforward application format. But one thing is key is the milestones. So a grant they'll never give you just finish the whole product and then you get all the money. You usually you split up of what you're gonna build. So you have these development milestones. When you complete it, you give it to them, they review, then it's unlocked, right? And so that's kind of like how that process goes. This is some good tips right here. So when you are new, you have a new team, don't ever register. I don't recommend ever registering a business. When you aren't making any revenue really yet, having a registered business can be a bit difficult. You have now serious responsibility, right? You have to make sure you have the accountancy ready. You will be filing for taxes. It's not smart at the beginning to do it that way. So and this is very common, as a team, what you do is you have one lead that will do the KYC, and you agree as a team that whoever that person's gonna be, when they receive the money, they're gonna keep whatever their local tax percentage is. So I recall in the Czech Republic, it's like a 20% tax. So you keep that 20% in your bank account, and that lead will make sure to, when they file the taxes at the end of the year, that 20% is used to pay for that taxes. And then of course the rest you distribute to the team sort of as a percentage. You agree as a team who gets what for how much work they're doing. But definitely do that approach. And you can work continuously this way in the beginning until you actually start making progress. You start actually getting consistent revenue. Then it's smart. You set up the business, because in the end you will save on taxes that way. But be prepared to do that process. There is work involved when having your own business, and you don't want to have that stress starting out. You want to actually test. It's like a sandbox, right? You want to test what you're building to see if it will work. And then if it doesn't work, it would be a nightmare to have to shut down your business. Some countries, it's easy to register your company, but very difficult to shut down your company. Sometimes you even have to lawyer up just to shut down your company. So definitely do that approach. Only when you're seeing that you're succeeding, then you make it a traditional business. Obviously be prompt, right, with your communication with who you're applying for, but you will be turned down. At AgorApp, we've been turned down. So always communicate gratitude, because you'll actually find out that come later, if you apply again, they'll remember you and they'll show that you're putting effort into their chain. So this could get you a second or third try in the future for that grant. And really, it's trial and error. A lot of the times, if you have an idea that can be chain agnostic, you can make approaches for different chains, right? So you can do trial and error. You see who's working well there, and it's kind of like dating. They say that when getting investments, actually, right? With an investor, it's like dating. It's kind of like this. You're actively communicating with them, so there's time there to just yeah. All right. Also, with a grant, start small. Don't throw in, oh, we want 100K to finish the project. That can come later. Technically your project might cost maybe in the end 100, 200K maybe to complete, or something like that, something big. But show in the beginning that one specific thing of your project that you need, like the one feature, the first feature you need working, is really what you should do. Something like, a lot of times we like at AgorApp, we do starting 10K grants. So for example, what we do with our IDE is we integrate that chain and then do a proof of concept course, just to show we're capable of developing what we're promising. And then what we like to do is, and this is something you can do as well, is in the grant proposal, write your future vision. Because you have a very good chance, if you get the first grant when it's smaller, that you're gonna get follow-up grants. So far with AgorApp, with our projects, with our chains, we're in the second stage now of follow-up grants. So keep that in mind. Start small, start easy, show you're capable. Then you can start asking, then you can increase that on a second proposal. So if you do a good job, they will give you a follow-up grant. So keep that in mind. What usually is not accepted at all. So if you're going to apply for a grant funding your token launch, no one will accept you. I recommend, if that is your approach, you look at launch pads from those different chains. A lot of times though, they do want to see that you have a product before you launch a token. So keep that in mind. Also do your research. If there's already a handful of similar competitors on your project idea, they probably won't turn it down. I mean, we even got turned down. We have some Ethereum protocol with Ethereum Swarm, but we got turned down from Ethereum Foundation because they were thinking we already have enough grants they've given out for education, right? So you can get turned down over having basically too many projects like that. And obviously gambling, lottery schemes, a lot of chains are put away from those type of ideas. And so with Ethereum, although we didn't get a grant, we still have future hope. Like I was saying, you can when you reapply. But this is definitely the approach you need to do. This is what I got recommended. So first, I'll make sure also to share this because I have links in this presentation. I'll make sure to share it. But definitely apply for office hours first. And actually look for office hours in every different chain you might be interested to work on a grant for. So that is a way for you to get one-on-one with one of their employees, and they will give you feedback whether they like it or not, or how to approach the proposal for them Do that first. That gets their attention about you. So then they're expecting your proposal to come in. And for the ESP grants are the cap at 30K. Again, I wouldn't go full 30K on a project idea. I would usually go less, but that's what the ESP grants are. So I recommend that's a good approach to do. And Definity also same process. They have the developer grants program, and then they have their office hours that you can book too. Definitely check it out. They also have other opportunities there, and so yep. I'll go to the next one. So Near is one of those actually approaches where you are going to post your proposal to their community, and they will be voting on it. But with Near, it is important that someone internally does vouch for your project because that supports the voting to get approved. And definitely, they're putting a lot now more focus on AI at Near. So if your project idea is with AI, and then Near could be actually a good fit. So I'd definitely make sure to check that out and review that. Now, Tanamasa. So new layer ones is actually, I think, some of the best opportunities to get grants because they still don't have everything built for them and the tools needed. So think of like you could look at Ethereum and see all the different DeFi protocols. A lot of times the new layer ones that have launched, they've gotten investment, they have a grant program. They're going to want similar basically businesses and projects that are from Ethereum, right? Of different DeFi protocols, gaming protocols. So those I see new layer ones as the best opportunities. And some examples are, even though Ton I think was more 2021 they launched, they're still pretty new with protocols. Also Masa, that's another project that we've recently just got a grant for that we're working on a proof of concept course. They're like in the same boat, but the new layer ones are also they're really looking for developers to begin learning. So they have a lack of developers at this time, and so those are usually really good opportunities. And they have a good chance that their blockchains are actually quite fast, quite more sophisticated because of just the advancement over the years, right? So definitely check that out. With Ton, you use Questbook. Questbook's a great website to use to apply for grants. So I do recommend checking that out. And then obviously I have the link there for Masa's grants. In Solana, so what we did, we're actually about to launch our proof of concept course. We integrated Rust into our IDE, and we went through Super Team. And Super Team is sort of is basically a development community that's supported by Solana for developers to work on Solana protocols. They are, in a way, like the opening gateway to working in Solana and getting grants. So definitely look into that. And I think we got out of the UK, the Super Team grant, but they're in Germany. They're in a number of countries. You go to their website, you can see everywhere. So I would look at wherever you're staying to apply that way if Solana is fit well for your project. So maybe we can do FAQ before the lightning talks if any of you want to jump, but there's my contact. If I'd be happy to take a look at a proposal. If you ever want to share that with me, get my contact there and say hello. And I guess what I'll do is I'll unshare, or actually I'll keep it up right now. Maybe we start with questions and then we'll see if anyone wants to talk about their project, and then we can communicate on what could be a good approach. Questions, please.
Hello, I was here to learn about Solidity, so I think I just was interested on learning it. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any project or anything to provide.
Okay, are you are you a developer, a Solidity developer, or are you currently learning?
I'm currently learning.
Oh, nice. And curiosity, how are you? Are you like studying their documentation? What approach are you doing to learn?
I'm doing it by Solidity language, the website, and watching the tutorials and this kind of stuff.
Okay,
And
cool.
I also saw in AgorApps, I think I started a course over there
Oh,
to
nice.
learn like the basics. Yeah.
Yeah, we have two courses right now. We have the ERC 20. No, we don't. We have an NFT course and then the introduction to Solidity. We're currently working on an ERC 20 course. But we definitely need more courses that could help you out there. But definitely recommend trying out the Intro to Solidity and then the NFT course that we have currently up. And then we do have the some challenges too, so you can give you a crack at where you can on the leaderboard to see like a gas optimization challenges. So you can see how you can rank with other users, different challenges that way. Definitely recommend that.
Okay. Thank you.
Have you gone to a hackathon? Have you tried any of the Ethereum hackathons?
Yes, I tried. I went in 2 years ago to the hackathon in Toronto, and I learned a little bit there, but I was just learning too. I was new there, so
Okay.
it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, like even with our team, we do learn by doing, and that's like, especially with developers, that's fun to do. So basically, learning a new chain, building that way, it's a great way. Learn by doing is the best way actually to learn, right? So going to hackathon, where are you currently right now?
In Spain.
Oh, in Spain, nice.
Valencia.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Spain. I guess there is ETH events where you are, right? Is there a ETH?
I don't know it. I'm just by internet learning by myself, so I don't know any local people working in any project or anything.
Okay, well, make sure to search to see nearby you if there's any meetups or if Ethereum is doing a hackathon. I'm sure they're active within the year.
Yeah.
It's a great way to meet people that way.
Okay.
And Ottoman, where are you calling from?
Hi.
Hey.
I've actually I'm actually in very similar situation as Ante, except maybe I'm a bit less experienced in this, so I'm also just learning mostly. I want to ask just so I know what to imagine behind all of this. What was one of these projects that you built? What exactly was it, and how it worked in the chain?
Yeah. So I started and with the team started with the grants was directly from hackathons, because you're already sort of putting a name to yourself. Hackathons are great too because they'll have even technical people there to actually help you while you're building. So especially if you're in the beginner stage, they will always have people usually at the events helping you directly. You have their contacts. You then can, from that, show your interest to apply for grants. They'll explain to you their process. So that's exactly how I started. Just working with a team at a hackathon. Luckily, we did win. If you win a track at a hackathon, it's a very good odds then that they encourage you to apply for a grant. So that is, I say, that the best way to get yourself in the door. But it's not necessarily you have to do that approach, but it's always good to find those internal people. But I guess when it comes to, I mean, ideas in a way are a dime a dozen, right? It's really about your execution, but doing the research, seeing what that chain might need. Maybe they need a development environment, or maybe there's a specific DeFi protocol that or an idea for them that currently doesn't exist, and they're always interested to listen. And then you can get feedback that way. So because we were as a team just participating in hackathons, we even did at the Global online. Doing that is a great way to learn and see what for example Ethereum what they want to see with projects. So and so that was our process. We would apply. We'd go to a hackathon. We'd apply, and we did that quite often. We were working on many projects that failed. Ideas, people, even we were getting turned down from grants. But in a way, that's kind of like what made AgorApp, because we were playing around with different chains that gave us that experience. And so then AgorApp was like, oh, well, there is no Code Academy like IDE in Web3. We have experience, beginner, in a way, kind of like at the beginner stage of many different chains, because we're working on hackathons. That's how the AgorApp idea came about. And it was an idea that different chains did want to give us grants, and so that's how we got it. But we did do the work in the beginning. We spent probably around, I would say, because we were working full-time jobs, we were meeting up, working, or not meeting up, but like on our computers, working 8 hours a week. So we would do a half day. We always did a half day on Sunday. That was a thing our team and I did. We'd go to a cafe and work together for 4 hours. So even just hacking away for like a demo to showcase is also a good way to get approved.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually didn't even know that something like this exists before I saw this on Meetup app. Mm-hmm. That you can get some grants. So it's everything is very new now. But it sounds nice, this idea of creating a team. Even when we have this full-time jobs and doing it as a
hobby,
just to be more more fulfilled with.
Exactly.
I also wonder, you just mentioned Czech Republic as a example of a text. Mm-hmm. So I wonder why exactly Czech Republic.
Well, at the time, so the team for AgorApp is in the Czech Republic, but that was the local area we all met. So we were all living in the Czech Republic. And
okay, this
exactly.
It's kind of chance, just because I'm also from Czech Republic, so I didn't even register that something like this is happening here. So it's
actually
interesting that there's such a small state, and
actually, you should check. ETH Prague is happening at the very end of this month. So I believe it's May 30th. Definitely check that out. And they have a hackathon. If you sign up the hackathon, you get to go, don't quote me, I'm pretty sure though, you get to go for free. So if you apply for the hack, if you sign up that you want to hack, you get to go to ETH Prague. Definitely come. We can meet each other. I'll be volunteering as well.
Nice. that would be nice. Thanks for the tip. I would know about this.
Yeah, and where are you living?
So,
where are you living right now in the Czech Republic?
I'm from Brno. So,
oh, nice, Brno.
So yeah, I can.
Yeah.
But I have some friends in Prague, so I can even stay there for a while longer and make it as a trip. Then.
Yeah, I'll be co-hosting. We have a BeerFi Web3 on-chain dev meetup that's in Prague, the last Tuesday of every month. So if you're on a Tuesday, if you're ever in Prague the last week, you can just Google search BeerFi meetup.com, and you can find us. So definitely come to if you're ever in Prague then too, and we'll have one the 28th. So. 3 days before ETH Prague, we'll also have the BeerFi meetup.
Yeah. Okay. So, was it called Beer FI?
Yeah. So BEERFI. So BeerFi Prague. I'll share. Let me share the.
Prague.
I'll share it also. See BeerFi. Let's see. Okay, I'll share it also in the chat right now. Okay, there's the link. And then I'm helping AgorApp with a meetup too. So if you even click on my profile, you also see the other events. We got the AgorApp workshops. So we'll have a Solidity workshop next week. We had to cancel. It was supposed to be the week before, but our colleague couldn't make it at that time, so we had to cancel it. But we will be having it now the next Tuesday. So next week we'll have the Solidity workshop. So definitely come and join that.
Yeah. I have it in plan. Yeah, I will definitely.
Perfect.
Attend.
And I will make sure to share the video of the presentation on the Discord chat. So then I'll make sure to share the presentations for some of the links there. And guys, if you have any questions, just hit me up on Discord. I'm happy to help and reply.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you for coming on, and I guess we can end. Unless you do want to pitch any ideas, let me know. Okay.
I'm just learning, so
no worries. Okay, no worries. But definitely join a hackathon. That's your gateway. You can turn a hobby into sort of a side gig. It can really form that way. The grant programs are great. It's a great way to learn. I mean, we are also we learn each time we get a grant. Our developers learn by doing, and then all of a sudden, we're building for the grant for 4 months. They now become experts, right, with that technology. So you don't have to be an expert. You just show you're willing to learn and that you have a little demo that you can make that progress. It's just a great way. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right, guys. We'll have a good one. We'll sign off. And Ataman too. Hope to see you in Prague. Definitely hit me up with a message. If you do decide to come to ETH Prague.
Definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll see you there, hopefully.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
So,
catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.